1 million years ago, the world did not belong to humans. It belonged to teeth, claws, speed, and silence. The land was ruled by predators perfected by millions of years of evolution, while early humans stood fragile, slow, and exposed. They had no cities, no walls, no weapons worthy of the threats they faced. And yet, against all odds, they survived. This was a world where every sunrise carried danger and every sunset carried relief. Survival was not measured in years or generations, but in moments. The moment you noticed movement in the grass, the moment you heard a branch snap behind you, the moment you realized you were being watched. For early humans, life was lived permanently on the edge of becoming prey. The predators of this age were not the animals we know today. They were larger, faster, and far less forgiving. Saber-toothed cats stalked the open plains, their massive fangs designed to end life in seconds. Giant hyenas hunted in organized packs, capable of overpowering animals far larger than themselves. Crocodiles waded motionless in rivers, older than fear itself. Massive birds of prey ruled the skies, capable of lifting children and tearing flesh with hooked beaks. Even snakes grew to terrifying sizes, striking without warning. Early humans were not built to fight these creatures head-on. They lacked sharp claws, thick hides, or natural weapons. Their bodies were slow compared to predators, their senses weaker, their strength limited. If survival depended on physical dominance alone, humanity would have ended before it began. But survival did not depend on strength, it depended on awareness. The first humans survived because they learned to see the world differently. Where predators saw opportunity, humans learned to see patterns. They watched how animals moved, when they hunted, where they drank, and when they rested. They memorized landscapes, learning which paths offered escape, which trees offered refuge, and which waters meant death. Knowledge became their first weapon. Living in groups was not optional. Alone, a human was vulnerable. Together, they became something new. Groups provided eyes in every direction, ears tuned to danger, and strength through numbers. A predator might overpower one human, but facing many alert individuals made the risk far greater. Even the largest hunters preferred easier prey. Communication saved lives. Long before complex language, humans used sounds, gestures, and expressions to warn each other. A sudden silence could signal danger. A sharp call could freeze a group in place. A shared glance could mean run. These simple systems of communication turned chaos into coordination. Fire changed everything. At first, fire was not controlled. It was feared and respected, taken from natural sources like lightning-struck trees. But once humans learned to maintain it, the balance of power shifted. Fire did not just provide warmth or cooked food, it created safety. Predators feared it. The glow of flames pushed back the darkness, the time when hunters ruled. At night, early humans gathered close to fire, listening to sounds beyond the light. The darkness still held danger, but it no longer owned it completely. Fire allowed humans to rest, to recover, and to think. It extended their waking hours, giving rise to planning and memory. Around fire, survival became something that could be prepared for, not just reacted to. Tools followed. Stones became blades, sticks became spears. These tools were not designed to hunt large predators, but to keep distance, to threaten, to defend. A sharp stone could injure, a pointed spear could force hesitation. Predators calculate risk, and injury often meant death for them. Even a wounded human could be supported by the group. A wounded predator often starved. Humans learned to use terrain as protection. They slept in elevated areas, near cliffs or dense vegetation where attacks were harder. They avoided thick grass where ambush was likely. They approached water cautiously, knowing that rivers and lakes were hunting grounds for hidden killers. Every environment carried lessons written in blood. Children were taught early. Survival knowledge was passed down not through books, but through stories, demonstration, and repetition. Which animals to fear, which sounds meant danger, which times of day were safest. Memory became inheritance. Those who remembered lived, those who forgot did not. Encounters with predators were not always violent. Often, survival meant avoidance. Humans learned when to freeze, when to back away slowly, and when to flee without panic. Running blindly often meant death. Controlled retreat saved lives. Even today, these instincts remain buried within us. But sometimes confrontation was unavoidable. When predators attacked camps, humans responded together. They shouted, threw stones, waved firebrands, and presented themselves as a single, unified threat. This behavior confused predators used to targeting isolated individuals. The goal was not to kill, but to convince the predator that the risk was too high. Over time, this strategy worked. Predators began to associate humans with resistance, noise, and danger. Humans were no longer easy prey, they became unpredictable. This psychological shift was critical. Survival was no longer based solely on hiding, but on deterrence. Scars became common. Survival was rarely clean. Teeth marks, claw wounds, broken bones, many humans carried evidence of encounters survived by luck, help, and resilience. Those who lived through attacks became walking warnings, living lessons for the group. The relationship between humans and predators shaped human evolution itself. Heightened awareness, improved coordination, faster decision-making, all were refined by constant threat. Fear was not weakness, it was information. It sharpened senses and guided behavior. Over generations, humans adapted culturally faster than predators adapted physically. Tools improved, communication became more precise, fire use became reliable, cooperation deepened. While predators remained powerful, humans became strategic. This did not make humans dominant, not yet, but it made them persistent. Predators ruled through strength. Humans survived through intelligence. That difference mattered. By 1 million years ago, humans were no longer accidental survivors. They were specialists in survival. They understood danger intimately. They respected it. They adapted to it. And in doing so, they laid the foundation for everything that followed. The world was still deadly, death was still common, but extinction was avoided. Not because humans were the strongest creatures on Earth, but because they were the most adaptable. This was life 1 million years ago, a life lived under constant threat, a life shaped by fear, cooperation, and awareness. A life where survival was earned every single day. And it was this relentless struggle against predators that forged the human mind, alert, social, and endlessly learning. Long before humans ruled the world, they learned how not to be eaten by it.